Kenny was waiting.
Kenny.
Welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. As always, you have your guys, Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. Now, live to the studio. How are you guys doing today?
Get rid of that monotone ass voice.
You don't like that?
Nope.
I thought that sounded
You're the
kinda...
one that brings the excitement, okay, Kenny?
Welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. As always, you got your guys, Kenny and Ryan and Brian. Damn, I almost messed up everybody's name. We here, we ready, spaghetti. Let's get it popping. Let's get straight into it, my guys. Football. I would just want to say prayers.
Oh, we're doing football?
Well,
College.
I'm going to college, but I want to say something. Prayers to Mike Williams. I know he tore his ACL, and that was a sad day for the Chargers. But guess what, guys? You know what time it is. It's the Quentin Johnson show. Joshua Palmer show.
It is going to be Joshua Palmer.
How he looked on Sunday, dropping the ball, fumbling.
Quentin Johnson is more of like is Keenan Allen's role.
No, listen. Don't worry about that.
I need to see it before I can believe it, Kenny. That's just where I'm at.
Bro, it's like the odd man out, right? It's the odd man out, and then when once person moves, Joshua Palmer already was on the field. Now Quentin Johnson was like, all right, well, it was kind of three receivers already. Where do I fit in? And now Mike Williams at the picture. Guess what? Guess what Staley said?
This idiot.
Yeah, he
I don't care what
idiot.
Staley says.
He is an idiot. But what he said was what he said was
out of a job.
No, for sure. What he said was, hey, guess what? He's out the way. That opens up the door for Mr. Johnston. Was he going to step up to the plate or what? I said, oh, I like what I hear. So in most leagues I try to get both of them. Anyway,
I'm trying to trade him right now.
Try to trade who?
Quentin Johnson.
What's up? Send him my way. Why don't you send my way? He sure look good to me. He look good to me. Send him my way. All right. Anyway, let me talk about college football. So if you guys were tracking last week, we told y'all we did a parlay on Thursday for NFL. You know, didn't pan out how we thought. But we told you Friday is when we're gonna make the money, right? Yes, I know. I told Brian, hey, stay away from Air Force and San Jose State. But I said stay away from it because I didn't like the game. Because at first it looked a little tricky, but I still took the over on the game. If you guys were tracking that 14 parlay hit, so you'd have been good. You would have listened. The 14 parlay hit, you'd have been good. You would have made your money on Friday, and you'd have been up.
Both mine and Kenny's parlays.
Yeah, both 500. And how much was yours? Something like that.
Mine was like a plus 450 or something like that.
So anyway, you could have been close to being up 900, taking it to Saturday fun day. So in Saturday, the only pick I was wrong on was Iowa. They got dog wiped. They got beat the shit up by Penn State, right? Other than that, if you was tracking with me, the Michigan, Florida State, Oklahoma parlay hit, right? That's another 350. Right, and then if you just keep tracking with this, you can get some money, but you guys will be hard-headed, right? Sometimes
we called the Colorado getting smacked.
Oh,
at least I did. I was like, nah, man, they're done.
We said that. I said, man, they better get the dog shit to be out of
Vegas knows, man. They know.
They didn't know.
Vegas had it like they had them at
21.
21. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people were surprised.
No.
So large.
They were surprised. They were surprised. They put it in the middle there because they understood that Colorado didn't have enough, but they put it at 21 because they're like, if
they know people would take it.
Because they wanted to get action. If you put it at 14 or 7, the money's going to be so heavy on Oregon. If you put it up to like 28 or 35, it's going to be so heavy on Colorado. with all that being said, Oregon beat the dog shit out
It
of us, so it
didn't.
didn't matter. It didn't even matter. And this is what I want to say. I'm tired of. Let me put this is a mic drop moment. I wish people could zoom the camera on me, right? This is what I want to say. I'm tired of people hating on Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders, just the Colorado in general, right? And people want to make it about race, right? And sometimes it feels that way because it's like it's a lot of teams that showboat and have emotion and different ethnicities, and you don't hear the same thing for when you hear from a black, African American doing it. And with that being said, we all have different ways of expressing ourselves, right? So with that being said,
Kenny.
we
Get
like
Kenny in there.
We like to, be more expressive. Sometimes it comes from our how we upbrought or our upbringing. So a lot of those guys got chains, ice out. That's just the way it is. We got grown men hating on these players because you mad that he has a Maybach truck. He has over $4.5 million NIL deal. Why are you mad at him? He can spend his money how you want to. When them guys are on the field, they conduct themselves accordingly. Shedeur's on the field, you never hear a word out of him. You never see any emotion out of him. So how the hell can you be mad at somebody like that? Right?
His dad is rich. Like
I don't understand it. And people made it seem like, oh, he's just spoiled. Bro, do you realize that they've been Deion Sanders' father? They've been getting to it like that. Yeah. Deion Sanders Jr., when I played him in college, he already had a chain on and all that in the game. And he was nice, but he wasn't like Shedeur. So with that being said, I just think it's sad at this point in time. It's like, let players be players, right? No grown man should be hating on no 19, 20-year-old college athlete and saying they don't conduct the game they're supposed to. They're teenagers at the end of the day. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say. They're teenagers at the end of the day. Now, to the game. I did not like how Colorado conducted themselves when they were in Oregon. That's not the way that Prime runs his business, runs his show. And I was wondering why Dan Lanning was so expressive, because that's not his demeanor. Of course, every coach has a side that he gets fired up, but Dan Lanning is not like that, right? He can get fired up, but for most time he's real composed and chill. And when they put the camera on him and he was like, "They're here for clicks, we're here for win." When they were doing that, I was like, why is he acting like that? Like, that's not normal him. Until you see the video that they had where Colorado was talking shit. Colorado was like, we're gonna wipe the floor with y'all. We're gonna beat the shit out y'all. They were stamping on the O. They were talking shit the whole time. I was like, oh, warning, a duck's getting murdered. I'm like,
damn.
I'm like, what? But it was weird because I was like, that's not the same thing y'all were doing when Nebraska was on the bus and y'all were mad about that, right? When the Colorado State coach was saying y'all were mad about that, talking about disrespect, but then y'all do the same thing. So it was one of those things where I felt at that moment it was a big game and the guys started feeling themselves. So I was glad that Oregon dusted their ass off, right? And it made even more sense when Dan Lanning was at halftime and they asked him and he said, "We ain't done yet. We're not done yet." He said, "I think we ain't done yet." That's what he said. Like, so it makes more sense then, but I digress. I think it was good. I think this week, I think this week USC keeps Colorado in the game. I think they keep them in the game. I think it's going to be more interesting. I think those guys got to get the little slice of humble pie. I didn't like how USC looked last week when they played Arizona State late. Granted, Arizona State was bringing out all the stops. They had like a Taysom Hill package. They were doing double back throws and passes and sweet reverse pass. Like, it was doing everything. And they were keeping up with USC. So the USC defense is not like how Oregon's defense is. They haven't been playing tough. But yeah, so I'm curious on how that game goes this week. You got something to say to that, Brian?
We'll save it for BK Vets.
Okay, cool. Anyway, getting to the rest of the matchups, Alabama, we fought and found a way to win the game. It wasn't pretty by no means at all, but we found a way to win it. I was too. We found a way to win the game. Florida State had a gritty win versus Clemson. Clemson really was looking like an actual good team. So that was a quality win by them. I think that was their first win in, I think, like 5 years.
in 10 years, I think.
No. Because Jameis Winston beat him.
I think that was the last time that they beat him. Jameis been around.
I think the 10 wins is at home.
Nah.
Florida
Florida State had not beat Clemson since like Jameis Winston, and he got drafted in what 2014.
I don't know about that, bro. It's a crazy. Either way, it took a long time since they beat them, and they beat them. So that was a good one. I think the game of the day was definitely the Ohio State Notre Dame game. That was a really good game. Notre Dame just found a way to lose it because they definitely look like the better team. And Ohio State quarterback play is terrible. And no offense to McCord, I'm just saying he's not good.
Notre Dame played with 10 players that last play of the game.
The last 2 plays.
Yeah,
of the game.
I just think that is. I think it was kind of like you can see the inexperience in coaching come there because people started like nutting up a little bit towards the end because it's like act like you've been there before, and they're like, well, we never have, so they were nervous. So
I think you're being a little unfair to McCord. I'm not saying that he's going to be some Heisman winner, but he didn't do anything to lose them the game. He played a decent game. He was fine. He's not a premium talent, but he's not going to lose.
Bro,
games.
we're not talking about regular Ohio State just to win games. They're supposed to be competing for a national championship. He cannot help them win the national championship. That's what I'm saying. He can't get them to win the national championship.
I think it's a little early to say that.
It's not a little early, bro.
The steps that these guys take in college from the beginning of the year to the end sometimes is huge.
So
I mean, he's got 2 number 1 receivers.
Yes.
2 number 1 receivers. And with that being said, you always know when the guy has the it factor. He don't have it.
He doesn't have to have it, Kenny.
Yes, you do.
I think that team is talented enough to win despite him.
You have to have it because their defense is not a dominant defense. Their defense ain't like the Ohio State the last few years. They've been dominant stopping the ball. They're okay. They're good, but they're not a dominant defense. When they have to play against Michigan, they're going to have their hands full, bro. They're going to have their hands full.
We don't know that.
And they
still got to play the game.
About the competition that he has to play when he gets to the college football playoffs is going to be intense. Them boys out in the Pac-12, them quarterbacks in the Pac-12, yeah, you might say, oh, their defense is not great. Them boys are going to put up points, rain, sleet, or snow. It don't matter. They're going to put up points.
Any given Saturday, bro.
It's not any given Saturday, bro. When it comes down to it, and you look at the boys in the Pac-12, they putting up 40 to 50. No matter what, 40 to 50. Can you do it?
That's not true.
What?
That's not true.
How's it
You're
not true?
saying that because they don't play anybody. Those Pac-10 teams don't play any defenses, Kenny.
Bro,
we don't know what they're going to look like when.
No matter who they play against, they're going to smoke them. You're tripping. Every conference is weak. Every conference is weak besides the Pac-12. What are you talking about?
What?
The Big Ten is dog shit. The Big 12 is dog shit. The SEC, dog shit.
Okay.
Did you not see Georgia versus UAB? Did you not see Georgia versus UAB?
No, I wouldn't pay attention to a game like that.
Because you know why? You know why? Because you automatically would think they will be blowing them the fuck out the water. Yeah. And if you watched the game last week, it looked pathetic. You said, how the hell is UAB competing with Georgia? How the hell is South Florida competing with Alabama? That's the year it is. This is not the same year that we're used to. It's not the same year you're used to. I'm telling you. How's Western Kentucky in the beginning going back and forth for Ohio State? Come on, stop it, bro.
Because they get through the bigger games, man.
Why is Rutgers holding Michigan down in points in the first half?
Because Rutgers is a pretty good team.
No, they're not, bro. They're trash. They're tripping. Rutgers is trash. Who have they
lost all year, Kenny?
They ain't play nobody. Oh. Look who they played. Look who they played. I watch games, bro. I watched them versus Northwestern is dog water. Yep. Northwestern is dog water, bro. And Rutgers barely beat Northwestern.
Okay.
They not good. Just because you look at a team's record and they ain't play shit, and he's like, oh, they 3-0. That don't mean they're good. You can play nobody. It's like fantasy. How many times in fantasy, when you got points against you, it's the highest in the league? But then everybody's like, oh, bro, your team sucks. It's like, bro, people scoring their best league against me, their best game against me. My team don't suck. I'm just have a bad slate right now. It's the same thing, but opposite. Them boys playing nobody, and they look good. But it's the beginning of the season. I'm telling you. I digress. Hey, I'm taking too much time. It took 20 minutes on college football. I'm amped. I'm sorry. Basketball, Damian Lillard just signed to or he got traded to the Bucks. That was a big deal. I think the Bucks could have got more. I think the Trailblazers could have got more, but hey, people said I was tripping. Drew Holiday is, all NBA defense, and he's a great player, blah, 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 blah. But
Giannis now?
Huh? Yeah, he's with Giannis. And all they had to get up was Grayson Allen, Drew Holiday. That was it, I think, for the trade. DeAndre Ayton went from the Suns up to Trailblazers as well. They got 2 first-round picks in the Trailblazers and another guy, no-name guy. But the Suns got some pieces, too. They got Keon Johnson, Grayson Allen.
They got Nurkic.
And Nurkic, yeah. Which I think is a good piece. So, my bad. I took a lot of the time.
Good.
Beautiful.
You good? Just a reminder, everybody, we are officially into preseason hockey. Regular season will be starting October 10th, I believe is the date.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Kenny? You trying to bet preseason hockey?
Bro, I looked at it because
bet preseason hockey.
It's not there. I was trying to because I saw it. I was like, damn.
I bet if you were on the right sportsbook, you could find it.
Bro, I was looking at
one of Brian's 80s.
I went on the overs. I was looking at all the overs. I was like, damn, these overs look like they're getting hit these last couple of games. That's what I'm looking at. Nothing else.
Anyways, real quick, baseball. It's the last week. They got like 5-6 games left, and that's it. The wild card is looking to be in the AL. Tampa already made it, so it's going to be between Toronto, Houston, and Seattle. I think it's the same teams as last week. They're all within a half game of each other, or one game. So it's a tight race in the AL. We'll see what pans out. I think if I had to be a betting man, it's going to be Houston and Toronto. The standings will stay the same. I don't think Seattle has enough to pass them. However, Seattle and Houston are playing a series against each other right now. So that ultimately may decide who gets the wild card. What's up, Kenny?
Nothing.
You lose the bet again? Did you bet the Padres again?
No, I did not.
Okay, that's good. We've been over this, Kenny.
Was it the Orioles?
Yep, it was. Let's see. In the NL, it's wow, there's still 5 teams technically alive, including the Padres, but I think one more loss and the Padres have bounced.
I thought we were already out of it.
Technically, they are not mathematically eliminated. However, they only have 4 games left, and they're 4.5 back. So
we need a lot of shit to happen.
Yeah. Basically, once one other team wins another game, they're out. Arizona is in second. Philly already clinched the wild card, the first wild card. So it's 2 spots coming down to Arizona and Chicago. They're a game and a half apart, and then Miami is close, only a game back from that second or the third wild card spot, I should say. And Cincinnati is 2 games back. Again, I don't see anything shaking up there. Maybe the Marlins might be able to pass the Cubs, but I think Arizona's locked in, and yeah.
The Cubs just went up the top of the 9th, so they might have another game advantage. Because I think the Marlins are losing right now.
Oh, are they? Okay. Yeah, I hadn't checked the scores tonight. And Shohei Ohtani officially had his elbow surgery, and he will only hit next year for whatever team he decides to play for.
Which is smart.
Yeah. So he'll be a permanent DH.
Do you think he's going to still get his money, though?
I mean, they were projecting him at $600 million before the injury. And I think there might be a team dumb enough to do that.
I don't
think he's dumb though, but like,
yeah,
because
there's a lot of question marks to put up 600 M's.
Well, yeah, but you're basically getting 2 players out of him.
That's true too. 2 top tier players at that.
Right, like he's like a B+ A- pitcher, and he's an A+ hitter and fielder. Well, fielder, he's not A+, but still. And he's still fairly fast, steals bases a little bit here and there. Like, he's a 5-tool player for 2 positions. So
that's true.
Wow.
See,
Exhilarating.
That's all I
Baseball.
got. Why don't you?
When do the playoffs start?
October 1st or 2nd.
then that's gonna get mixy.
All right. Then we could start getting excited.
Yeah, I think Sunday's the last day of the regular season.
Yeah. Someone just messaged me. They said I look tired. I definitely am tired. I don't know why, though.
You need to spice it up a little bit, bro. We can't have people thinking you're tired.
I know. I need to get a freaking energy drink.
One of our fans asked us if Coke is sponsoring Kenny. I didn't
Well, he
know
had a Coke.
I don't know which Coke he was talking about.
Well, he
but,
capitalized the C, so I imagine it's the beverage.
Okay. All right.
I'm about to say, well, never mind. I ain't gonna say that. Yeah.
Hey, before we talk football, can we talk Taylor Swift?
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, yay.
Hey, just met you, and it was crazy. So here's my number. Sorry. No?
That's not even
Is that
Taylor
her?
Swift.
No, that's not her.
No.
Jesus. Kenny, get it together, dude. Jesus. Listen,
Oh my god.
all right, there's a Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce saga going on.
It's true.
There've been rumors about them dating.
Who cares?
No,
It's
no.
awesome.
I don't think they're banging. I don't think they're banging.
Not yet. Not yet.
No, not yet.
So this is how the timeline went.
All right now.
Travis Kelce on his podcast with his brother Jason Kelce. He talked about it on his podcast how he went to a Taylor Swift concert, tried to give her a friendship bracelet, and she didn't have time to talk to him, so she basically ghosted him. So then he's been talking about it in the media, and he I guess her PR team got in touch with his PR team, and then what did he say? He said something on his podcast where he invited her to the game. Yeah. So she shows up at Arrowhead this week.
Yeah,
in the press, next to his mom
hey.
in the press box.
Hey, on a Pat McAfee show, because Pat McAfee asked him the same thing, and he was like, "Man, I saw her rock Arrowhead, so I want her to see me come rock Arrowhead." So he said, "I put the ball in her court." That boy Pat McAfee said, "All right now, Travis. All right now." I started crying, laughing because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Travis, you in there?" Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, we'll see what happened." But the way she was all jumping up in the doggone press skybox and all that, I was like,
she was chest bumping. She had the Chiefs red lipstick. She was wearing a Chiefs jacket.
What?
She was getting there. She left with
Mob
him.
Dukes?
Yeah. She left with him in his convertible, whatever he's driving. I don't know. But they have pictures of him. But yeah, his podcast is number one in all of Apple Podcasts. His jersey sales are up 400%.
That is what you're talking right now is the Taylor Swift fan base. Like
it's all these Taylor Swift fans that don't even know who Travis Kelce is.
He is. I think he's top 5 in jersey sales right now. Yeah. Would you say around 400%?
Yeah, 400%. His jersey sales just went up. Yeah.
He gained 300,000 followers.
Yeah, the Swifties, baby.
What?
He said he can't go outside. He was doing his podcast. I listened to his podcast today. He's like, yeah, paparazzi's like outside my house. No, they record once a week.
Oh, okay.
They recap each other's games, and then they do a bunch of other stuff. But
okay,
yeah.
He said the paparazzi's outside his house.
Outside his house, and he's like it's completely different world.
That's it. Because you really don't hear too much about Taylor Swift love life or anything like that. So,
oh no,
what? Yes, you do. The tabloids are all over that shit, Ken. You just don't see it.
Who she just dating?
Yeah,
I don't
she's
know.
all
I'm not good with names, but she was just dating some dude, and they broke up a couple months ago.
What, bro? She hasn't been with anybody for a minute that we know of. For a minute,
I'm willing to bet she was with somebody recently.
Okay.
All right, here.
I heard it on the news.
Ellie Australia, the complete timeline of Taylor Swift's boyfriends and the songs she's written them about. Hold up.
Well, the latest one probably doesn't have a song yet.
All right, she dated Joe Jonas in 2008.
We know that.
Get to the recent ones.
Lucas Till 2009. All right, here. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't
It's
want
the
to go
complete
through this.
timeline.
No, we don't have time for that, Ryan.
These names are 50 people.
Harry Styles from 2012 to 2013.
Damn, I thought we said recent. We know about Harry Styles.
Hold on.
Recent.
Can you
Here,
not scroll any
14,
faster?
2016. No, it's all these ads
2022.
and pictures. Travis Kelce, September 2023. And before him is Maddie Healy, 2023. And then
What?
she was in a 6-year relationship with Joe Alwyn.
That's
So
what
it doesn't say when that Maddie Healy was. It just
Yeah,
says 2023.
No, it just says 2013.
they're assuming.
I imagine that's a rumor. But
Yeah.
she was dating this Joe Allen guy
I heard about that.
Alwyn guy from 2017 to 2023.
That makes sense.
So that means, hold on. So that means she broke up with that dude in 2023. She had time to get another dude in 2023 before getting Travis Kelce.
Well, this
Bro,
is
you
these
trying to
are
make-
the
come on,
Matt
bro.
the Maddie
No,
Healy
listen,
is
I'm
listen.
not hating on her. I'm just saying.
No. We don't need the Taylor Swifties coming after us, bro. They will run us out of here quick.
I don't care now. I'm just
They
saying.
said y'all thought y'all were gonna get popping.
All I'm trying to prove a point here,
Steve
Kenny,
dated
is that
her.
she was recently with someone before. Okay.
He said a couple of nights ago, "I'm done, Steve."
Yeah. Steve over there having wet dreams and stuff. You know.
Oh man,
Stop.
all the Taylor Swifties, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Just putting that out there.
Like, subscribe.
Like
Yeah.
and subscribe.
Bro, imagine the podcast goes off just
Yeah,
because.
that's
of
why I
Swifties.
put her name.
That's
at
what
the
you should put
title.
in here. Taylor
That's why I
Swifties. You
put her
should.
name at the
100%. The Taylor Swifties going to be coming in here. Next, you know, we're going to have 200,000 followers. You're like, damn, what happened?
Yeah.
It's like the Beehive.
All right, let's recap football from week 3.
Oh, we're finally going to talk about football. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, all right. All right.
So
5
here-
minute for Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Is that
All right,
okay
let
with
me-
the Swifties out there?
let me hit some real quick injuries. I didn't know Kenny was going to hit the Mike Williams one. So Mike Williams out for the year. He's done. What other big injuries from this week? Derek Carr he fell down on his shoulder pretty bad. And
You get tackled.
he got his ass beat.
And I can't get Life alert.
But he doesn't have any structural damage, so it seems like it's just a sprain. He'll be out a couple weeks. Jameis Winston will be in. From a fantasy football standpoint, this affects nothing. Jameis Winston likes to throw interceptions, and he also likes to throw touchdowns. So he'll go out there and throw the ball a ton to Olave. I don't think there were any other major injuries.
Damn it.
You guys remember any major injuries?
Mm-mm.
No. All right. There's people coming back from concussion protocol this week. So like Jalen Waddle was out last week. But speaking of Miami, they walloped the Denver Broncos.
I think Wallop is even being nice.
They put up it was 70 to what was the
13, I think.
Broncos score?
20.
13.
20?
But-
Yeah, 13, yeah.
No, they had 20. 70 to 20.
Oh.
But I'll tell you this, at like 50 points, Miami pulled their starters. This was all like 20 of those points was like the backups. Even Robbie Anderson, Chosen was able to get a touchdown in this game. I forgot he was on the team, to be honest with you. I thought he got
just
cut.
signed him this week, right?
No, he's been signed.
Because I thought thought they elevated.
They elevated him? Was he on the
because
practice
Waddle
squad?
was-
No, he just wasn't active.
That's what
Oh,
I mean.
okay.
Yeah. I'm saying he was already on the squad, but he was activated to the 53, to like the 51
Yeah.
to play.
I thought
yeah.
he was practice squad before that.
Mm-mm.
Because they can put veterans on practice squad now.
Yeah, but he wasn't on the practice squad because he was at the games, and they don't let practice squad at the games.
It was
It doesn't
unbelievable.
matter. It don't matter.
They just looked amazing. Brian would have gotten more fantasy points from the backup quarterback for the Dolphins than he would have from the starting quarterback for the Washington Commanders. They went and embarrassed themselves at home. The Commanders looked good for the first 2 weeks. And then at home, Buffalo came and put a beat on them 37-3. Sam Howell looked like he went from like a decent starter to like a high school quarterback in this game.
Why didn't he play like this last week when my parlay was open? He ruined my parlay. Like, why did he do this last week?
Yeah. Speaking of ruining parlays, Dallas let everyone down in survivor
Yes.
pools, in any parlay bet that you had the Cowboys in. They were cleaning up people. I want to ask you guys this question. Is Trayvon Diggs that good of a corner
No.
and that essential piece of the Dallas Cowboys defense that it causes them to be that bad?
No, I think so. The Dallas Cowboys is a bunch of posers. Like they are not the real deal, right? They don't play anybody. They play the Giants. They play like NFC,
Let's not talk about it.
NFC East teams, and they're like, oh my gosh, we play the football team and the Jets, and we play the Giants, and we're so good. It's like, bro, y'all not playing. You're playing Rutgers, okay? You're playing Northwestern. They're not good.
All they did was just show that Texas is better than New York. Okay, that's.
But
all.
what I'm saying, with that being said, like it's a false sense of security, like they're good, and people don't realize that. Yeah, the Giants came back on the Cardinals, but the Cardinals is not a bad team. I don't think a lot of people are not giving Cardinals credit. Like they're not a bad team.
They're not a good team either, though.
Bro, how they can't? You can't say they're not a good team, and they keep getting up on these teams all the time. They keep getting up on everybody. You can't say they're not a good team. I think the thing is, people. Go ahead, finish. What'd you say?
It might be that maybe their coach is the real deal and gets them in position to get up early, and then the other team makes adjustments usually, and that's why they kind of get.
The Giants got lucky, right? The Giants got lucky, right? Because that was just impressive. So I'll give them the credit there. Against Washington, they gave that away, and they gave the Giants game away, and they were trying to figure out now. Okay, now how do we play with a lead? And you saw. After 2 weeks,
talent issue is what it is.
No, how to play with a lead. That has all to do with you have a young team. Those guys don't know how to doggone play in those situations. So now when you get that experience, you build that callus. You understand like, okay, cool. When the team comes back, it's not over for us. We can still keep our foot on the gas. And that's what they did to Dallas, because Dallas tried to come back, and then they stepped up and they got stops, and it's like boom, beat them.
Kenny, who do the Cardinals have on defense?
You don't need to have anybody on defense if you play.
They've got a good
Just
scheme.
name one person.
They have a good scheme.
Buda Baker.
He's gone.
Is he?
No, he's not. He's on the team. What are you talking about?
Maybe he's hurt then, because he ain't playing.
He didn't play last week. He's on the team though. You just asked me name one person on the team.
I thought he was rumored to be going somewhere. Maybe he hasn't gone yet.
He's trying to.
Oh, there you go. Is he sitting?
He said he wants to play for a contender. I know you said that.
Yeah.
He's on the team though, so.
Okay.
I'm trying to look up this. I'm pretty sure Dallas was like severely penalized in this game, which is another factor for like.
They were locked in.
Yeah, they're just not locked in. They tend to do this where they just have terrible penalties, and they're not a disciplined team. And to be honest with you, I think it was the same issue when McCarthy was in Green Bay. Like I just think I also don't think he's that great of a coach, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's the Bill Belichick, right? You have a goat that you're playing underneath you, and then it makes it seem like you're good, better than what you really are.
Hey, just because you said Bill Belichick, I want to hit our Swifties again. Bill Belichick was asked, I don't remember, was it in a podcast or something, but he was asked about the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift thing, and he goes, it's probably the best catch he's ever made or something like that. Taylor Swift is the best catch he's ever had. But we did mention something about bad coaching, so I'd be remiss if we don't talk about Brandon Staley of the Los Angeles
Can we fire him yet, Kenny? Can we fire him yet?
The Chargers have found a way to win a game. It was the battle of the unwinnables, the battle of the winless teams. Los Angeles versus Minnesota, both 0-2. Loser goes home. I don't know how someone comes back from an 0-3 game. To be honest with you, for the Chargers, this was a bigger game because coming back 0-3 in the AFC is more difficult than coming back 0-3 in the NFC. So Minnesota's not completely out of it. However, if they start skidding these next couple games, now that Minnesota's 0-3, I could see them start trying to trade some assets off. Players like Kirk Cousins
No.
to a team like the Jets, because I think this is like these are just players that are potential trade
Bro,
options.
you don't sign Hawkinson and you trying to keep Jefferson to trade away Kirk Cousins. And who's going to be your quarterback?
Yeah, you are right. Caleb Williams, whenever they lose the rest of their games.
No.
They're not trading.
They haven't committed long term to Kirk.
They're not. It's not about committing long term.
He's done nothing but play well.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
When has a starting quarterback, ever been traded in the middle of the season?
It's not happening.
That's all. That's all I'm saying. Would do it. It would be unprecedented.
But that's why you're not a GM.
I would do it. I would 100%.
And then you would expect him to try to learn the offense and then go play in the game.
Yeah, I'd go trade him and I'd get Zach Wilson and I'll throw Zach Wilson out there and see how
you're gonna get somebody hurt.
That's crazy. Zach Wilson.
That's crazy.
Look, I don't think it happens because it's too difficult from the quarterback position to learn a new offensive scheme. But I would love to see it happen because I feel so like I would love to see Kirk Cousins behind the Jets offensive scheme. Like I think that he'd be better there. Well, no, but
he already throws blindly. Come on.
Exactly. Yeah, Kirk doesn't care. He doesn't need an offensive line. He knows how to lock into a number one target and throw him the ball. And that's what Garrett Wilson will do.
Yeah, it sounds like you just want him for fantasy purposes.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is all fantasy.
Hell
we're trying to talk about a real game here.
We're like, he's not doing it. Oh, it doesn't matter. He'll throw it to Garrett Wilson 100 times. That's fine.
Yeah.
Can we talk about CJ Stroud, though? He is balling. He is playing really, really well. He already has more 300-yard passing games than Justin Fields has ever had in his career.
Oh, wow.
And he's
really raised the bar there.
He's 3 games in.
He's a better passer, though.
Yeah, I'm just trolling. But they walloped Jacksonville 37-17.
They messed up a lot of people parlays. I don't know if they don't look good. Come on,
they only put up 9 points against the Chiefs. That's 2 games in a row they haven't looked good, Kenny. It's a trend.
Okay, so
if we're talking about in London, they might be done.
If it's a cascade effect, okay, when they played against the Colts, right? They beat the Colts, but guess what? The Colts beat the Ravens. So if they beat the Colts and the Colts beat the Ravens, does that mean that Jacksonville's a better team than Baltimore?
They barely beat the Colts.
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. They beat the Colts, and then the Colts beat the Ravens.
They haven't looked good all year, and some people have had him as like a dark horse to make the Super Bowl.
Did the Titans look good last week?
No. Titans aren't very good, though.
But the Colts looked really good, though.
The Colts were okay.
But the Colts lost to Jacksonville.
In Kenny's defense, you can't use games of people winning. The Giants beat the Cardinals. The Dallas Cowboys beat us, and then the Cardinals beat
I'm
the
not
Dallas.
trying to do that. All I'm saying is the Jaguars have not looked good at all this year, at all.
But how did they not look good? They held the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs didn't score a lot of points. They held the Chiefs defensively. They played good. Offensively, they didn't. They struggled.
Okay, offensively, yeah. He struggled all year.
But what I'm saying, it's 3 games. I understand.
Did you say they haven't looked good all year?
That's what he said.
They won their first game 31-21.
That's what I'm saying.
We just discarding that?
That's what he's not listening.
Huh?
It was a dog fight, he said.
I mean, he threw 241 yards and he had a touchdown. And Ridley had a good game. He's looked bad the last 2 games. That's all you can really say.
Okay.
It's 3 games into the season, and Brian's like, throw him out back, take him around back. Like, golly, why? It's FC South.
Well, that's their only saving grace.
Houston, they always have trouble with Houston. They lost the game to Houston last year.
The same way.
They beat them late in the year, but they lost the game early in the year. I think that game was, I have it up here, 13-6. Early in the season when they played them again in week 5 that year.
All AFC games, Jacksonville I don't know why they just struggle. All AFC games. The Titans, same way. Titans
2021, they got swept by Houston. That was Trevor Lawrence's first year.
Just like the Titans, when they play the Jaguars, no matter how much the Titans are favored, they always nut up and it's a close game. And you're like, why? Why is it a close game with the Jaguars? Is there something about that, like the AFC South?
It's like Miami with the Patriots. All those years with like Brady, they would find a way to beat you guys at like
Yeah, in Miami. That was like a weather thing, in my opinion. But yeah, that was like Brady's kryptonite going to freaking Miami.
Too hot.
Yeah, he
The
didn't like
tomatoes don't grow down there. That's his problem. Hold up. Let me see what other games we got here.
Baltimore, Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The
Let's talk
Colts.
about
The Colts
Ravens.
won in overtime.
I'm surprised Tucker missed that field goal.
Yeah, that's true. The
Yeah, that
Ravens
was
should have won it.
surprising.
But the Ravens, I said this in the preseason after we went and saw them at training camp. I said they didn't look good. And
You
they
did say
have
that.
not looked good yet this year.
You just said that.
But like, it's
And I
what's
even
weird is
like have Lamar in a lot of fantasy leagues. Like I'm a big believer this year, but damn, it's just not good.
I don't know what it is, man. Because Lamar seemed like normal Lamar in this game. Like he ran
not
the ball
going
for
for
he had
shit.
over 100 yards. He ran the ball in this game for over 100 yards.
I know, but I expected Lamar to get back to the MVP Lamar where he was throwing the ball over the field as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not super accurate, but because of the scheme and everything, it just opened it up for his receivers.
I wish we paid for like advanced stats because I'd love to see like what their average depth of target for their receivers. Because I'd argue that like I never see like Lamar's MVP season, he was throwing a lot of like long bombs. Like he was a good deep ball thrower that season, which obviously that's a lagging indicator because that's usually the first thing to go because you don't hit that successful of a rate on deep balls. Like,
Well, I think part of it was because it was early enough in his career where people weren't expecting it because they were still expecting him to run a lot.
You want it for this year or just in general?
just for this year, because I mean, look at Zay Flowers was 8 for 48 yards. He was averaging 6 yards a catch. And like Nelson Aguilar was meh. Shocker alert. What's his nuts got hurt again. Who's that receiver on their team that keeps getting hurt?
Bateman.
Not Beckman. Bateman. Yep. They're all hurt. They just keep getting hurt. So he's back there with no receivers again. He's got Nelson Aguilar and Zay Flowers.
So this year his average depth of target is 11.1. Last year it was 10.3.
Really?
Yeah, not including screens.
All right. Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know if that's I don't know how that compares to the rest of the league. So
So
but,
like his go ahead, my bad.
well, I'd be curious to see how it affects how it relates to the rest of the team. But also in this game, Gus Edwards, another injury. Like was this played in Baltimore?
Yes.
Yes.
They can't. That field sucks.
Didn't they replace it?
It's cursed. I don't care what it is. They did it.
I thought they tore the whole thing up and replaced it or on the offseason.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I thought that was their practice field.
Oh, was it? Maybe.
Practice.
For his career, Ryan, he's 9.2.
That's his average.
Yeah. Oh, 9.4 for his career is his average. My bad. If you include screens, it's 7.8 for this year, and then last year was 9.2 if you're including screens. I don't know if you want to or not, but that might be more to your point either. Not either as well. They're 7.8 yards. Because that's close to Zay Flowers, right? 8 for 48, something close to that. Because a lot of his is like tunnel screens, things like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want them to do well. There's no other team that I want to do well than the Ravens. Like, I like them a lot. I like them, and for some reason, I got a soft spot for Lamar.
I get that.
That's just where it is. However, the Browns have been playing well.
It's the brother in you.
The even though without Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson has played well this game.
Yeah,
he's looked pretty shaky up to now, but this last game against the Titans, granted, it is the Titans. Their corners suck. Like they give up a lot of fantasy points to wide receivers. So yeah, man.
Are you flashing an alarm on them, Brian? Since they lost so bad on the Titans?
The Titans?
Yeah. Or you still think they got a chance?
They still have a chance just because the division's weak.
Oh. But you flashed the alarm on Jacksonville, but you don't want to flash the alarm on the Titans.
Yes, because Jacksonville is supposed to be by and far the favorite in that division. And now they look like they're more closer to the pack. Like right now, you could probably make an argument for any of those teams to win the division. But before the season started, everybody was on the Jags.
You can do that for a lot of doggone divisions. What about, okay, who's the better team? Steelers, the Browns, Ravens, or the Bengals? You don't know.
Well, right now, I think they all look like shit.
Exactly, but I'm saying you can make the argument.
So I would just go with a default pick on the Bengals still, because I think that they figured it out now. They're gonna be fine.
How did they figure it out?
I think the Browns look good.
Browns
their defense looks good.
Yeah, I think it's been more about who they've been playing.
They played the Bengals.
Right, yeah.
And they played the Steelers.
That was Joe Burrow's first game back. It was preseason.
Joe Burrow's looked like shit every game.
He's getting in rhythm last game in the second half.
You really think he was getting rhythm, or they just kept doing what I told them to do?
It would help if T. Higgins doesn't stop. If he'd stop dropping the ball. How many drops does T. Higgins have? It's got to be at least 5 or 6 this year already.
Well, the first game doesn't count. This last one though, he had a lot of drop passes.
I thought this last game was 7.
He had 8 targets, and I think he only caught the ball twice.
So 6, sorry.
Yeah, but he had some real bad drops. I wouldn't the first game. They called them targets, but they were like completely out of reach. It was raining. It was
hit his hands.
Yeah, these were hitting his hands and going down to the ground. It was a bad game for him.
To the point I said, right? If they put Jamar Chase in the slot, he's going to be way more effective. And he was. As soon as he get in the slot, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, he getting him!" I'm like, bro, because he's running the routes now. They cannot guard him. They cannot guard him. If you put him on the outside, it's easy. It's easier to guard him. And the inside, he was doing all these option routes, and people were like, "Oh my god, that is nasty." That's called you lose rated. That is nasty. That's just nasty. Like, it's easy, bro.
Because when you're in the inside, you have both options. You can go left and right. The field's split in half. If you go to the right, defending, it's a little bit easier because you can press him to the corner, and you're playing with like half the field. And they were only having him do I only seen him do 2 routes, like a go route or a comeback,
or a post.
Or a post.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. He needs the opening route tree up in there, and when you put him in that slot, like people are talking, "Oh, Cooper Kupp." Like, let Jamar Chase be in the slot. Let him rock out like that in the slot. It's gonna get nasty. And I feel bad because Tyler Boyd really ain't getting no action. But sorry,
that's usually Boyd's spot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Put T. Higgins on the edge. T. Higgins is that guy.
But he's already out there though.
Yeah,
he's already playing the eggs,
and he's already out there dropping the ball. It's fine.
Any other games you guys want to cover? I think that's mostly it for me. Unless you want to touch some of the Monday night games. The Bengals had a get right-ish game. They got a W, but they didn't look pretty. They won 19-16 against the Rams, and then the Eagles continue to roll 25-11 against Tampa Bay.
The Eagles have not played a good game yet, in my opinion.
They haven't. No, that's not true. They haven't played a complete game.
Yeah, not a full game.
They're running it they could literally go in a game and have Hurts throw the ball 5 times. I think they win by more points than what they're winning now. That Swift behind this offensive line is dirty. His get up to his ability to get to top speed is ridiculous.
That's always been his thing though.
Yeah,
always. He's just so quick, and it doesn't help him.
I like that their coach was smart enough to take him out of the game at the end of the game and not waste him, because knowing he has an injury history, we need this guy going forward. Let's just put somebody else out there and take the game up to the end.
It's a big year for him too, man. He really is focused. He's sharp. He's staying out the way.
He's home.
But that's a problem, right? Okay. So, but I'm saying that's why.
Well, no. Have you seen his dad? Did you see his dad?
Yeah, but what I mean
That dude's
is
jacked.
what I mean by him staying out the way is when you at the crib, let's come parlay. Let's come hang out. Like, so he's staying out the way, like just, hey, this is a money year. He's trying to get out of Philly for real, to be honest with you. So I like how he's performing. He looks really good. He's looking what everybody wanted him to look like. That's what he looks like right now. And they haven't even got him going in the passing game. That's the part. That's the crazy part.
Oh yeah.
Because Jalen,
I wish that we talked about this. I don't know if we ever did cover it whenever we like did a little bit of fantasy before the season.
Yeah.
But I know me and Brian, we had conversations about Mike Evans being like one of the most overlooked players.
Mm-hmm.
He just continues to get it done. He is a true number one receiver. I swear he catches like 70% of his passes. Like,
although he had
jump
some
balls.
Drops in that game too. He could have had over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He still had a touchdown. Like, he's just really good at
football. He's really consistent. He's really consistent, and you can say that he's had good quarterbacks, bad quarterbacks, doesn't matter. His number's still going to be the same.
Right? 1,000 yards every year, right? He's still got that streak, right?
Mm-hmm. And he's going to get it this year because Baker Mayfield's like, I can just throw the ball to him, and he's going to make sure he's going to make me look good. He's going to make
you think he's a player that gets traded? Just because of his contract and where he is in his career?
No, because I think they're going to be in the race the whole year because they have a solid defense and that division's not the toughest.
Their defense has been playing really good too, like you said. Yeah, I think they figure out a way to keep him happy, right? Because I think their biggest thing was they didn't know if his numbers were going to be like that. They thought he was asking for a lot, and they're like, "Who's going to be your quarterback?" This is a question mark. But now we see like Baker Mayfield, he's still putting up the numbers. Then it's like, And even him, you can tell he's trying to prove a point. Because every time he catches that touchdown, he be slamming the hell out of that ball.
I agree with you guys. I don't think he's going anywhere for the sheer fact of like right before the season, he's like, I'm not negotiating anymore for my contract. Once the season starts, I'm playing football. So unless they trade him, but I highly doubt he does. He's played in Tampa since 2014, and he's had 1,000 yards every single season, and he's going to get it again this year. He's just really good. He's always had this where like his average, because he's like never really been high in the receptions total. He was always hovering around like 60, 70, 80 catches, but he's always over 1,000. It's because his average catch is like 17 yards down the field, which is he's a deep ball guy. That's where he makes his money. So. And usually Mike Evans is a boom bust kind of guy. He'll get you 0 points and then he'll get you 3 touchdowns and 250 yards. And this year he's been pretty consistent, which is pretty nice. They're
targeting him better with different routes, right? Like it's not just like you said, like the deep balls. Now they're giving him some different routes to let him get the ball. So I think that him and Baker have a unique connection, right? Not unique like that, but like they have their trust is built. So
yeah.
So while you on Ryan's fantasies, can you touch on how like I bust y'all last in the DraftKings?
Oh, you did, yeah. You beat us pretty good. What do you want me to say?
I know.
You came in last minute. You were like, I don't even know how to download this app. What
is this?
What is
this?
Now Kenny's addicted.
Yeah, I am. Holla at me next week. Let's run it.
It's recurring. It's there every week now.
It should be in there. Get up in there for next week.
Let's run it. If anybody else wants to join, I can come join it, man. We'll put our group chat. We'll have all the followers on and the DraftKings. We just run our own shit.
Hey, if you're streaming quarterbacks this week, it's gonna hurt. But 2 players, me and Brian talked about them earlier. Russell Wilson against the Bears.
Yeah.
And Daniel Jones against Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't know about Daniel Jones.
Yes. Yes.
I know, man. Seattle it gives up a lot against the run, and the Giants are going to need to be passing the ball because
it's not Dan Jones. It's who's he going to throw it to?
Hey, DFS play. I'm going to do this every week until it actually happens. Wan'Dale Robinson coming back to be that short yardage guy. However, I think that the Giants need to get more explosive on offense.
Jalen Hyatt.
And I would not be surprised if Jalen Hyatt starts seeing an uptick in routes run, getting him on the field. But you never know, because like the same thing with like Kadarius Toney, they just like refuse to get him on the field. But I think Jalen Hyatt has like a different attitude, so I think he might be able to get on the field.
He's the best receiver that you guys have to be, in my opinion. But I could be biased because I like him.
Kamara's back, so anyone that waited those 3 weeks while he was suspended, he is back. However, he is playing Tampa Bay, which is a pretty good front. Not great against the run, but Kamara's good out of the backfield, so he'll be involved in the pass game. He's kind of he's what is it called? Game flow proof, meaning if they're trying to run the clock out, he's in the game trying to run the ball out. If they're down by a lot, he's in the game because he's trying to get the ball down the field and involved in the passing game.
Especially while Jamal Williams is out.
Yeah. I'll say this player again. I said him. I think I've said him a couple weeks, but James Cook, man, it's so upsetting because he's such a good player. But once they get into the goal line, Latavius Murray gets his fat ass in there and takes the touchdown.
They definitely put him in every time. If
you want to beat the Miami Dolphins, you have to run the ball and keep the ball out of the hands of their offense. Yep. And if the Bills know what's good for them, they're going to run the ball a lot, and James Cook is going to be a good player to start this game.
You know they're not doing that. You know there's going to be who shit hangs longer. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a slinging.
That's why Josh Allen is probably good for 2 picks this game.
It's going to be a slinging contest.
Mark it down because he's going to be out there trying to do too much.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
Tank Dell is the truth. He is he's so good. I love this game.
Relax.
What?
No, it's every game this year.
He's double his production every game.
Okay. All right.
Every game, dog. And we talked about it before. When our boy CJ Shaw said, "Hey, I need him," that boy Tank Dell was a dog at Houston, and he's just doing the same thing right now, bro. He's tough. He's
5'8", 165. He's just all the small receivers. Tutu Atwell, another small guy, just getting it done, man. They're just getting it done. They're like, wait, so if I'm faster than everyone, I don't have to get tackled.
I don't have to get touched.
And everyone is learning. It's like they all went to like the school of Tyler Lockett and was like, so you're saying if I just go down after I catch the ball, if there's no opening, I just go down and I don't have to get hit? That's all these guys got to do.
You know what's funny about this? We're talking about all these small receivers. They're fast and shifty, and they're explosive for their teams. And the Patriots have a guy like that they like to keep on the bench because he fumbled one time.
Who is it?
Demario Douglas. He could be a late-season boom guy for fantasy. Just
100%. I agree to that, too.
He's the only speed they have. And what does Bill do? Bench his ass because he fumbled in week 1.
And my last thing is I want to talk about a player. So I know we've talked about a couple teams, NFL teams, like trading for players. One team I can realistically see trading a wide receiver are the Denver Broncos. And that's because Marvin Mims, every time he touches the ball on this team, he's electric. But he can't get on the field because somehow Cortland Sutton is cooking and Jerry Jeudy's still there. And he's a good player.
Cortland Sutton is the odd man out. He doesn't fit. He doesn't fit what they like to do.
The rumors are Jerry Jeudy wants out.
I think they get more from Jeudy in terms of capital. And
I hope they do because he's gonna cook.
Russell Wilson's a weird guy, and he likes weird things. Cortland Sutton is his guy. He likes
yeah. Hella targets. Jeudy to New England. Let's go. Yeah.
But Marvin Mims is throw him on the back of your bench in fantasy. He's going to be great. He's a late season boom player that Brian's talking about. So we'll see.
It's the type of pickup that could win you a league.
Yeah. And then Kenny's obviously his darling pick of Quentin Johnson.
Quentin Johnson.
Who he said would be the rookie of the year or best, or he'd have 1,000 yards this season, I think is what his.
Yeah. You're going to say, and guess what happened? I said Mike Williams always get hurt, and Mike Williams is hurt, and now it's the Quentin Johnson show. Let's get it popping. So, All right, we're getting the BK bets.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want me to go first, or you got something?
Hit the college. I got one college once you're done.
All right, cool. So, we're gonna get straight to it. So I got 3 slates for you guys. We're gonna start with the Thursday game. So on the Thursday game, we're gonna do something real simple. We're gonna take Western Kentucky money line. Something I never like to do. I told people I don't like to do it, but I'm breaking my rules right now. So if you don't want to take this, don't take it. But I'm taking Temple plus 3.5, and I'm taking Jacksonville State money line minus 250. So that's my Thursday game. You can roll that into Friday. Friday, I like this slate a little bit better. We got North Carolina State at plus 3.5. I like that.
Why are
I like
they underdogs?
Because they didn't look good against Virginia last week.
I know, but
Louisville beat the hell out of Indiana. So
we'll
see. I like them plus 3.5. I like the over for the Utah Oregon State game. I want you to push that down to 40.5 though. By the points, like I told Ryan, but whatever.
I don't want to fucking talk about it, Kenny. Don't even get me fucking started right now.
The BYU game for Cincinnati, I want you to buy the points on there. Throw that down to 43.5 as well, because that's a football score. So 43.5, so they'll get 44. And then the same thing on the Louisiana Tech game. Yes, I know you're probably like, oh man, that's going to affect my odds, but just listen to me. It's 48 points. I think you can't even go lower. 48 points, we'll take that. That should be a hit.
Wins, not about friggin' odds.
Yeah, that's it.
Get the wins. So Saturday, I have a nice little slate for a 17 parlay. I like Florida plus 1.5. If you want to take money line, you can, but I think it's a little weird. So I like the 1.5 upsetting Kentucky at home. At Kentucky's home, right? So I like the Clemson game minus 6.5. I like the Texas A&M, or I like the Arkansas versus Texas A&M game. Push them to plus 7. The Old Dominion, there's a sneaky team. They've been playing close with a lot of people this year that people are not suspecting. They're playing Marshall. Marshall is decent, but I like Old Dominion. Keep it close by the 14 points. I like Georgia at 13.5. You can push that down versus Auburn. And then I like Memphis at home versus Boise State. I know Boise State ran the ball a lot against San Diego State, and you kind of got this feeling like, damn, they're getting things going. But Memphis is a sneaky team that puts points up, and Boise State is dog water on defense. And then last, I like Notre Dame playing Duke at home, a comeback game. I like the money line against Duke. So that 17 parlays get you good odds, and you put some money on there, and you should be good for the week. Yeah. I just got one game that I really like, and that is USC minus 20.5. I think they're going to blow Colorado out.
I don't know about that.
Now, the only caveat to that is if Travis Hunter comes back, I might stay off of it, because then I think Colorado can move the ball a lot more, and it's just a different game. And
he's not playing this week.
Huh?
So you're not playing this week.
He said that he said at one point that he wants to play.
Yeah, but he's not playing this week.
Okay.
It's too early.
All right, then minus 20.5 USC. I'll take it to the bank.
Only reason why I disagree with that is because of what USC did last week.
I don't care.
Okay. I'm just saying
USC is too good to not.
They didn't cover against Arizona State.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
That's even more reason why they're going to bounce back, Kenny.
I understand offense. I'm not questioning that. They're not good on defense.
That's fine, but I don't think Colorado's that good on offense.
Okay. They might not be good in the running game, but when you talk about passing, if Arizona State can pass on them, Colorado can be able to pass on them. I don't think people gave Oregon's defense credit because they thought that Oregon's defense was dog water, but Texas Tech is decent on offense. But with that being said, Oregon's defense, they have some players. They got a D-line.
I don't want to talk about Texas Tech.
Yeah, we're not going to
They lost me a 17-leg parlay.
Shoot, they lost me to 21, so it's all good. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get to NFL before we close it out.
Yeah, NFL real quick. So I got a little parlay. Eagles, I like them minus 6.5. We're gonna buy it down just a little bit to make sure they cover. Bengals money line, and then your choice, because I know a lot of people are gonna be off of the Broncos, but I like them money line. If you don't like them money line, you can also take the Vikings instead. Make yourself a 3-team parlay. And if you're feeling frisky, take all 4. I think it's all going to cash. You got the Broncos and Vikings are both desperate teams. They need win. They need a win. They're going to get a win this week. And then I also have another. I'm going to do what's called a ladder on the Eagles. I'm going to take their spread. I'm going to buy it up to 9.5. minus 9.5. I'm going to lay 50 on that. Then the Eagles, I'm going to take minus 13.5 on their spread, and I'm going to lay 25 on that. And then I'm going to take it all the way to 20.5 and lay $10 on it. So I think they're going to beat the shit out of the Commanders. So, I mean, it's not even going to be close. It's in Philly, bro. This is going to be their coming out party.
Well, if you want to have something that's more sure, then I wouldn't take the points. But hey, if Brian says good, rock out with it.
Hey.
I'm going to take some overs, and I think these overs is sweet for the taking this week. So I like to start off in the early morning. So make sure you get your ass up. It's a 9:30 game. They're playing in London town, right? So I like that game at 40.5. And then I like to you parlay that with the Baltimore Cleveland game. I like you to push that down to 38. And then also, I think that the Miami Buffalo game is going to be a high scoring game, but we ain't touching 54, my dog. We're not doing that. So we're going to go to the Washington Philly game. I want you to push that to 40.5 as well. And I think if you do that, we'll be all good.
I have one last thing.
And the Kansas City game, if you want to be really risky, because it's 41.5, and that's Kansas City can cover that by themselves.
Maybe, yeah.
They did last week.
I know this is my homer pick, obviously, but I do like the Pats buy it up to plus 7.5, especially after the performance the Cowboys had. The Patriots are a run dominant team. I think they could have a similar result as the Cardinals did. So, and the Patriots defense is pretty good. They can hold the Cowboys in check. So I think it's going to be at least a close game, and I will sprinkle on the money line as well. I smell an upset here.
I like that. So that's what you have, guys. You have your picks, man. I hope you guys are paying attention out there, writing it down, because we've been hitting. We've been hitting really good. So
I'll tell you what, last week in college, I absolutely slayed it. The whole slate. Everything. Like I said, I missed that one big parlay by one pick, man.
I said I was 18 for 20 on the 20 leg.
Yeah. I was all over college last week.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Yeah, man, we keep that going, and then Ryan Fantasies, we're gonna keep giving you the juice. Ryan's gonna give you some gems, right? We're giving you some sneaky players that you guys got to pay attention to. And if you guys want to, I think Ryan, he can drop it in the comments as well, the description. You guys can join our little fantasy, daily fantasy draft, and we can go from there.
Hold on, did you have a touchdown parlay this week or no? Or did you not?
No.
Okay.
No, I quit. I'll come back next week. I got a cool off period. I'm real mad at
it's government shut.
I'm real mad at Latavius Murray. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want that player to fucking. You know what? Latavius Murray needs to go play for the Ravens again.
Yeah, there you go.
They need him.
It's a government shutdown, so we're trying to slow down on our bets a little bit.
Oh yeah, we might be doing 3 podcasts during the shutdown.
We'll be podcasting all week. Shit. Hey,
I will not be furloughed, to be honest with you. I'll be at work.
Not supposed to be, but we'll see.
Oh, I forgot you guys are in a different place than I am. I'm not Mission Essential anymore.
Yeah, your ass be at home.
Your job ain't really that important, Kenny.
It's not. So I'm out here slaving away, working for dollars. Anyway,
he's making more than us, so.
Anyway, we appreciate the support, the love, guys. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Tap in with us. We love everything that you guys are doing in the comments. Appreciate you, Steve, and everybody else that was watching. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.